Mayor Ford laid out his transit plan today, and no surprise here, it's all about subways.
This ambitious plan will build 32 kilometers of new subway lines along key corridors like Sheppard and Finch.
If re-elected, Ford says he would build part of the downtown relief line, complete the Sheppard subway, and connect Finch West Station to Humber College. He also said he would cancel those LRTs and bury the east end of the Eglinton Crosstown.
And Mr. Tory.
Now, all of that does not come cheap. Ford's estimated cost for this, $9 billion, and no concrete plan to pay for it. Stephen D'Souza is live for us tonight. Stephen, some are already questioning this math. You've been following this story. Does it add up?
Well, the reason it doesn't add up, and the reason a lot of people are questioning Rob Ford's math, is because it appears in making his estimates, he's really lowballed a lot of his numbers, especially when you compare it to some of the recent reports. And of course, there have been many reports done on transit in the city in recent years. So let's take, for example, the number he has when he talks about extending the Sheppard subway from Don Mills to Scarborough Town Centre. In Rob Ford's plan, he says it's going to cost $1.8 billion, but just 2 years ago, an expert panel actually estimated that number to be about $1 to $2 billion higher. So that's already quite a bit of money right there. Then you look at another number here, $1.4 billion for burying the Eglinton LRT, the part that goes east through Scarborough. Metrolinx, in its own analysis just a few years ago as well, estimated that number closer to $2 billion, so you can add another $600 million to Rob Ford's plan. So it's a lot of numbers, but just to put this in perspective, the TTC and Metrolinx estimate that to build a downtown relief line in Toronto, you need about $7.5 billion, and that'll buy you about 13 kilometers of subway. Let's compare that to Rob Ford's plan. $9 billion, his plan, buys him 32 kilometers of subway. So you can see there's quite a discrepancy in terms of the numbers there. And I spoke with a Ryerson professor earlier today who says really it all comes down to politicians trying to promise the world.
What is happening is that the politicians are now promising the world to the electorate as long as it gets them the votes. And the electorate is falling for every new shiny promise that the politicians are making, not realizing that it would not solve the ultimate problem, which is traffic congestion.
So he says when you look at these numbers that don't quite add up, it's really hard to even begin the conversation on how to pay for a subway when you don't even know how much it's actually going to cost.